following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Good morning and welcome to Heart Mooresville, your small town radio show with a big heart. And we have a party in the studio this morning.
We certainly do. And everywhere we look, we have guests.
I know.
So we must be a big hit.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
I think so. Everybody's just flocking here on Tuesdays at 11. I love it. No, I mean, we really have some exciting events coming up in Mooresville that we want to talk about today. So we've invited some special guests to the studio to talk about their upcoming events. We actually have Marissa Houston, who is the Stormwater Program Manager for the town of Mooresville. Good morning, Marissa.
Good morning. Thank you guys for having me.
And then we also have some members and the chair from our Community Relations Committee, Ms. Juliann Moore and Morgen McCarty. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
And Morgan doesn't have a microphone yet over there, so she's waving good morning for everyone. But yeah, so we're excited to get to talk to them today. So we will hear more from them about their exciting upcoming events soon. But
can
for
we
right now,
can we just talk for a second about the weather? Because I said in the last show, I don't think we've had a winter. Not that I'm upset about that, but it seems spring is springing, and the weather today is fantabulous.
Yeah.
It made me want to go to Lowe's and spend a couple $100 on landscaping stuff
and gardening.
Yeah. And be home with that. But tomorrow it's going to rain, so it'll be check our reality pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
But it's coming. So
I love it. I want to be outside today for sure.
can we just have radio outside today?
Yeah.
Remember when you were a
Is that
kid,
an
you were in
option, Bill?
school, and you're like, "Can we just have class outside today?
Can we picnic?
Can we just do radio outside today?"
I love it. So Don, there's some exciting stuff in the headlines that
Do
we've
tell,
seen.
do tell.
Yeah, so I've been scanning because I scan the headlines for you, so you don't have to. Right here, I'm just summarizing everything for you.
She's going to give you the deets.
All the
so
things you
listen
need
up.
to know. Okay, the T. This is what's going on. So I don't know if you've been downtown recently. I hope you have, because downtown is a beautiful place to visit, and you absolutely should. But there's a new bookstore that opened. Have you been in it?
I have not. I think my wife would like to hear that. She's a big bookworm.
So it's called Fred and June's. And they had a story in the paper this week. Really cool to learn about kind of the background and how it started. But the title was Couple Realizes Dream by Opening Bookstore in Downtown Mooresville. It's Stephen Hayes and his wife, Morgen. They opened Fred and June's books in downtown Mooresville last fall. The bookstore is actually features about 40% new books and 60% used. So it's a good mix. They also accept books for trade-in, and they'll actually give you store credit for it. So that's pretty cool.
Well, that sounds like a book. Their life story, their
Right?
realization of a dream. That sounds like a book. Perfect for their bookstore.
I know. Yeah, and then the name, because obviously it's Stephen and Morgan. You might think, well, where did that name come from? Who's Fred and who's June? Well, it's actually a family name. Stephen's father's name is Fred, and then it's actually his father's sister June. So it was kind of a cool little family thing. But they've got a cool kids room in the back that they completed. It's got children's books and stuffed animals and child-friendly accessories, and then they actually have some upcoming events. You can read and do story time and sensory activities with Miss Jessica on March 9th from 10 to 11, and there's a silent book club on March 26th from 6 to 7 p.m.
What exactly is a silent book club?
Yeah, you just go and read a book silently. They said it's for people that just kind of want to, chill and not. You don't have to discuss the book. You just have this quiet time.
Okay.
I need quiet time.
Yeah, I would agree.
I want to add that in my day.
And I know that performing arts is close to your heart. So tell me, I think there's some stuff going on in the performing arts scene.
So of course I'm the arts and events manager. And so arts and events are what we do. We live it. But we have, we're not the only organization that put on arts and events. Statesville, our neighbors and partners in Statesville, there's an organization called Performing Arts Live Iredell, and they're actually going to present the Fry Street Quartet. This is super exciting. It's going to be on March 9th at 7:30 p.m. at the Matt Gray Auditorium, which is on the Statesville High School campus. And this quartet it's pretty amazing. So they've actually been hailed as a triumph of ensemble playing by the New York Times. So they're a pretty big deal. A triumph.
Okay, that's a big word.
So they reach our audiences from Carnegie Hall in London to Shanghai and beyond. I mean, it's pretty cool. And they play, Schubert, Beethoven, all the great composers. But you can actually get tickets for that at the PAL, which is, Performing Arts Live, Iredell.com. So PAL, Iredell.com. Their adult tickets are 25, children are 15, and they're on sale now. So I think this is going to be a pretty amazing. I'm going to be there, so I suggest you get your tickets. They sound pretty great.
Well, there's always something going on in Mooresville, and we'll talk more about some of these other events as we get into the show. However, we want to turn our attention to something that's coming up very quickly, which is Creek Week. And so we have Marissa Houston here from the town of Mooresville. Tell us more about that. So this has been ongoing for a while, and so it's become somewhat popular. So Marissa, tell us, what is Creek Week? What is the purpose of it? And where and how can people get involved?
I can do that. So it's actually our second annual Creek Week. Creek Week is kind of a regional initiative that North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality came up with, and it's a way just to kind of engage the community, get people involved, get out and volunteer, learn more about natural areas, and then learn how to preserve them. So this year we're doing it up bigger and better. We're already in full swing. So yesterday we had an amazing hike at Mazeppa Park along the mountain bike trails. We had the Three Rivers Land Trust out, who kind of guided us through, pointed out some different types of nature, and it was really good for all ages. And then today we had a water treatment plant tour this morning that was full capacity, but the fun is not done. We have plenty of events this week for people to sign up for.
I like that tag. The fun is not done.
The fun is never done.
Yeah.
I like that.
Hey, it's only the second annual. We're going to go bigger and better every year. But just some highlights for today. We have music trivia at Ghostface Brewing.
Ooh.
So,
Always a good time.
Yes.
yeah, so they agreed to do all water-related trivia for us.
Oh, cool.
So that's going to be from 7 to 9 this evening, and there's no sign-ups or anything involved for that. But we have quite a few other events that you can still sign up for, too. There's adult water treatment plant tour this evening that still has some openings. Tomorrow we have the wastewater treatment plant tours. I'm trying to get my little schedule. Do you think I'd have it memorized like you
It's
said?
all in your brain.
Yeah, I'm like, it's all in here somewhere. We have the wastewater treatment plant tours tomorrow. And then the big event that we have is this Saturday at Bellingham Park. It's from 10 a.m. to 2, and it is going to be a day full of fun. We're going to have a Touch a Truck event. So
That's always very popular for the children. Yes.
Oh, they love it. So we're going to have fire trucks, police show cars. I think Iredell County is bringing out the Bearcat for us. So that's going to be a hot spot. And then we've got a couple of workshops. So this year we really wanted to partner with different groups. So the Environmental Protection Committee, they're doing a little workshop, and our Stormwater Department's doing a rain barrel shop. So
Nice.
plenty of signups left. If you want to go to mooresvillenc.gov/creekweek, and you can find all of that there.
And a little bird tells me that there'll be a very popular mascot out there as well.
Oh, our dear friend Zippy, for those of you who do not know him yet, he is a lovely snail, and he will be slowly moving around our events.
Well, that's amazing. As Marissa said, there's still opportunity to participate. So please log on to mooresvillenc.gov to learn all about Creek Week. And thank you for stopping by. And we will talk more about events going on in Mooresville when we get back on Heart Mooresville here on WSIC.
There's more Heart Mooresville on the way from 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
We'll make your plans to get outside this afternoon. Enjoy a dry and warm day before wet weather moves back in by tomorrow for the middle of the week. Plenty of sunshine early on should warm us up into the mid-70s for this afternoon. Clouds, though, on the increase tonight, and rain on the way by the morning commute tomorrow. And it really is with us for most of the day. We could see up to an inch of rain and maybe even a low thunderstorm chance by tomorrow evening. We'll dry it out again for Thursday. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. MuralFest is back, April 25th through the 28th at Wilkes Community College. Featuring nearly 100 performers, including Old Crow Medicine Show, Sam Bush, Turnpike Troubadours, the Teskey Brothers, Nickel Creek, and more. Tickets and information at merlefest.org. Listen each morning to Good Morning LKN for your chance to win tickets. Coin collectors, get ready. The Statesville Coin and Currency Show is coming to the Statesville Civic Center March 16th and 17th, featuring over 60 tables of some of the finest coins around. For more info, contact Bill Brewer of Carolina Prospectors in Statesville. The Statesville Coin and Currency Show, Statesville Civic Center, March 16th and 17th. Eagle Rentals in Statesville is celebrating you and the wonderful community they serve. Come to Eagle Rentals Customer Appreciation Day, March 16th from noon until 4 p.m. Fun for the whole family. Kids and adults are welcome. Eagle Rentals Customer Appreciation Day, March 16th, 3435 East Broad Street in Statesville. Want to see a Tyrannosaurus Rex? How about a Triceratops? Dinosaur World Live is coming to Kane Center for the Arts, Friday, March 29th. That's not the only fun family adventure coming to the Kane Center for the Arts. Dinosaur World Live, Friday, March 29th. For tickets and to see the entire spring lineup, visit canearts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. Have an event you would like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
I Heart Mooresville. Ooh, we should put that on a t-shirt. Sorry, New York. 105.9, 100.7, WSIC. Local starts here.
And we're back with I Heart Mooresville. I'm your host, Christine Patterson, and we have co-host Don Smyle. And we are sitting here with our special guests, Juliann Miller and Morgen McCarty. Morgen, you got a mic now. You want to say hello?
Hello. Good morning, Mooresville. How are you?
Thank you so much for you both for joining us. We are excited to learn about this new festival that's going to happen in Mooresville. But before we get into that, I'd love to talk a little bit about what the Community Relations Committee is and, what your purpose is.
Okay, great. So, good morning, everyone. I'm Juliann Miller. I'm the chair of the Community Relations Committee. Our committee is a relatively new citizen advisory committee for the town of Mooresville, and our primary focus is on furthering the vision of the town. So, we're working on fostering a culture of inclusion, diversity, equity, and acceptance for everybody in the community, every resident, regardless of any status. And we want to bring everyone together in a way that celebrates everybody and gives everyone that opportunity to feel included in our community. So one of the things that we do is that we are reaching out, bringing in community members to learn about resources available in the community. We have a lot of folks that, even if they've lived in Mooresville for a long time, who aren't aware of the resources that are available. And so at our March meeting on March 7th, Thursday, we actually have some representatives coming from the Partnership for Young Children for Iredell County coming to speak to us. And although it is in Statesville, it also has a branch office in Mooresville, and they do a lot of good for our youngest children, our early learners. And
so tell me, Juliann, how long has this committee existed, first of all?
Yeah, so this committee is in its second year as the Community Relations Committee. Prior to this, we were the Diversity and Inclusion Task Force under the former mayor. And there was some changing around, and all the committees were sort of brought under the whole board for the town. And so that's when the name became the Community Relations Committee.
So I think it's interesting what you said, because you said a lot of people don't know about the resources available in Mooresville.
Mm-hmm.
I can relate to that because as the marketing manager for Parks and Rec, one of the things that we hear from the community is we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's happening in the parks. We don't know what events are going on. So that's always been the challenge for us since I've arrived is how do we communicate better with the community? And it sounds like that's a similar challenge and opportunity for your committee.
Yeah, absolutely. So our committee is still looking for ways that we can make that happen. We're hoping to maybe implement neighborhood ambassadors, where we do some actual feet on the ground, going and meeting folks in our various areas of the town. And we're also running a monthly newsletter where we put in information and we try to share about local events. So we are always pushing Parks and Rec in that newsletter.
Well, thank you. We appreciate
yes.
that.
Absolutely. We really try to focus on events that are free to the public because, again, it's about access. And sometimes events have barriers to access, one of which being, primarily the financial cost. So we really wanted to find a way that we could promote those events and do it within the lens of equity in the community.
Yeah.
So,
And people might actually already have attended an event that you all, have kind of put your mark on, which is the Martin Luther King event, right?
yeah, absolutely. So the last 2 years, we have hosted the Martin Luther King celebrations for the town of Mooresville in person. Prior to that, the task force had some virtual events while we were closed down for the COVID pandemic. But our last 2 years, we've had days of service where we go to local organizations. So this year we went to the Christian Mission, Feed and See, and we also had the Mooresville Kindness Closet, and we were able to help them. And then we also had our first talent show.
I heard about that.
That was a lot of fun. We had the young in age and the young in spirit
Yes.
perform. So we had lots of great performances. And then on that Monday, on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, we hosted a breakfast and a peace walk. So it was lovely to have the community come out and join us. We walked around the block around Charles Mack Citizen Center, and we sort of celebrated that legacy of Martin Luther King. And we had called that event the Dream Forward, a day of reflection and action. So the Peace Walk was in itself an action to show that solidarity amongst members of the community. And we're all, being dedicated to the purpose of lifting each other up.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. And you may be here, maybe hearing Juliann talk and think, wow, that's a lot of work to put this on, and she must be a paid staff member, But let's point out that these are volunteers, guys. I think people don't understand, our planning board, our community relations board, all these boards with the town. These are volunteers that are, yes, let's give them a round of applause.
Celebrate the volunteers.
Thank you.
Jazz hands.
These are volunteers that are making this huge impact and putting these things together. So we appreciate your time and, you having the passion to do these things.
No, thank you. It's really been a great opportunity, and I've really enjoyed it. I've been on the committee now since last July, and we really have a lot of good energy on the committee and a lot of personalities that I think together we can do a lot of good in the community.
Well, speaking of energy and doing good, there is another member of the committee here with us, Morgen McCarty. And first of all, I think congratulations are in order because I think you were just voted in as secretary. Is that correct?
I was.
Right.
Unfortunately, our previous secretary, she, I guess it's not an unfortunate thing. Her husband was retiring, and they put their house on the market to downsize a little bit, and it went way faster than they anticipated. So she's unfortunately not going to be within the Mooresville limits for the committee. So the seat opened up, and I threw my hat into the ring, and I got the vote. So I'm here to. I said that when I moved to Mooresville, I was here to make a difference. My mom always told me you leave things better than you found it, and that's my goal here for Mooresville. So I'm a new, and I don't know what anybody calls it. I need to figure out.
Mooresvillian, right?
Mooresvillian.
Mooresvillians.
Yeah, right.
Mooresvillian.
That's what I said. Okay, but there is a gentleman down at the Christian Mission that says Mooresvillians. That's when I said that. And he was like, no, you just tell people you're from the dirty Mo. And I said, yes, sir. I'm lifelong Mooresvillian. You got it. I'll take it. I'll take your word for it.
So are you from Mooresville originally?
No, sir. So originally kind of a hodgepodge, but most recently, my partner and I moved from San Diego. So we were out there for about 5-6 years, went through the pandemic out there. We were building our careers, but we're both originally from Florida ourselves. So we're from this coast, so we came back to the coast. I know there's like a coast-to-coast war of like which coast is better. And that's what I'm thinking.
Well, in honor of the committee, we like to say that they're both great places to live. It's just where you choose to put your feet. And I will tell you, as someone who's lived pretty much on the East Coast my entire life, and my wife and I like to travel, and we've been out west several times, that I will be venturing to the West Coast when we retire because it is another world out there.
Yeah,
Utah
really
and Arizona and Montana and all these wonderful places, stunning landscapes. And having lived on the East Coast my entire life, I'm ready for a change of scenery.
That's a cool plan to retire.
So we obviously want to talk about some of the events that you have coming up. So Morgan, talk about what the committee has on the horizon.
Yeah. So when I first started on the committee, Juliann and I sat down like the very next day, and I said, "Tell me everything, right? What do we got going on?" And she had told me about the Spring Mosaic and her vision for that. And at the time, it wasn't called Spring Mosaic. We that's kind of what we landed on as a group. And she's like, I really want to do this. And I said, let's do it. Right then and there, I was like, let's do it. Let's start planning now. And that was back in November. And here we are. So this will be our first Spring Mosaic. And I have some notes here so I don't forget any of the very important details. But it's going to be Saturday, April 13th from 12 to 5 p.m. at our very own Liberty Park down in downtown Mooresville. We
love Liberty Park.
We do. It's so beautiful. And then the rain date, heaven forbid, please don't rain, please, is going to be May 4th, right? So, but hopefully we don't need that. And really what our vision for this Spring Mosaic was to be a community-focused event featuring very much local businesses and organizations, but also Mooresville's residents with diverse backgrounds, because that's really what our committee is about, celebrating. And the idea of the mosaic represents like all the diversity that makes Mooresville that vibrant place to live. And the festival is going to include Mooresville residents representing their countries of origin. So my partner, he is so graciously, I know he's watching this show. He's so graciously volunteering his time to promote and teach the community about Jamaica, his family's country of origin. So thank you.
We also have other adult volunteers in the community who are going to be representing China, Ghana, Sri Lanka. We also have the Sister City Committee from the town of Mooresville who will be presenting about Hockenheim. Absolutely. Our sister city in Germany. And we also have some local high school students who are going to be representing some of our Spanish-speaking countries. And we're hoping for more. So if you're interested in representing your country of origin, and it doesn't have to be, recent. My family is mostly from France, but that's about 5 to 7 generations ago. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be like an immediate first or second generation, but certainly if you feel strongly about that, presenting about that, and you want to join us, we would love to have you. And we can certainly give that information out. So.
Well, obviously that sounds like a mosaic of opportunity in my mind. So thank you for sharing, both of you. We obviously have more to talk about. So when we get back here on Heart Mooresville, we will continue our conversations with Morgan and Juliann. We'll be right back.
As local as Mooresville. Christine Patterson and Don Smyle host Heart Mooresville on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, make your plans to get outside this afternoon. Enjoy a dry and warm day before wet weather moves back in by tomorrow for the middle of the week. Plenty of sunshine early on should warm us up into the mid-70s for this afternoon. Clouds, though, on the increase tonight and rain on the way by the morning commute tomorrow, and it really is with us for most of the day. We could see up to an inch of rain and maybe even a low thunderstorm chance by tomorrow evening. We'll dry it out again for Thursday. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Hi, I'm Brad Howard, candidate for Iredell County Commissioner, and I've called Iredell County home for most of my life. As a passionate resident and business leader, I'm dedicated to improving our county and ensuring prosperity for generations to come. I believe in making smarter choices with our money, providing the people with transparent governance and tax policies, and preserving our agricultural heritage. It's time we expect more from our local leaders, and I'm ready to lead Iredell County into the future. Vote for me, Brad Howard, for Iredell County Commissioner on March 5th. Paid for by Howard for Iredell.
Happening now at Randy Marion Ford Chevrolet in Statesville.
How about a new car, truck, or SUV? What a better way to start 2024 than at Randy Marion Chevrolet in Statesville. Randy Marion Ford Lincoln taking advantage of a special purchase of 2023 Mazda CX-30s. These are the carbon editions starting at $24,770. You pick the color. Here today, Randy Marion Chevrolet in Statesville, Randy Marion Ford Lincoln. We have got the king of price deal. Like always, 2024. Come see them today.
This is North Carolina Senator Vicki Sawyer. Join me on Fridays at 11 a.m. for our show, We're Just Saying. We'll discuss state and local politics, and as always, take your calls here on News Talk WSIC.
Grow in your faith with biblical teaching from the Word of God. Listen to Pastor Steve Pope from Calvary Baptist Church, Sunday mornings at 9 here on News Talk WSIC, or listen on demand at WSICnews.com.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Something strange is happening when it comes to debt. And data going back to the 1970s, average household mortgage debt was about twice as large as other kinds of interest debt combined, including credit cards, auto loans, and student loans. But now, government numbers show households are paying roughly as much interest on other kinds of debt as they are on their mortgages. A lot of that comes from credit cards and has to do with the typical charge on a credit card climbing to a record above 20%. The Shop, the TV show created by LeBron James, first on HBO, now on YouTube, in which people have conversations and debates in a barbershop, has attracted big guests, including former President Obama and music mogul Jay-Z. Now it's looking to attract customers. Becoming a business unto itself, the Shop will launch a men's grooming line with beauty brand Parlux. Wall Street's index is down, Dow losing 0.5%, S&P down 1%, NASDAQ down nearly 2%, despite more stocks rising than falling on Wall Street. Andrew O'Day, Bloomberg Radio.
Looking good, Mooresville. I mean, you're sitting at that traffic light, too. Might as well be looking at something. Heart Mooresville continues now on WSIC.
And we're back with Heart Mooresville. And we are back with our party in the studio. Today, we've got some exciting stuff that we're talking about with the upcoming Spring Mosaic Festival, talking to Juliann Miller and Morgen McCarty. So we've talked a little bit about the Community Relations Committee and what it does and what your purpose is. And thank you again for your time for that. And then we've talked a little bit about, kind of started to graze a little bit talking about the Spring Mosaic Festival and what will be there. But what can we expect as attendees? You know, what are the festivities, the activities that are going to be going on?
Yeah, I'd love to let the community know, because it's going to be a really, really great event, especially what we've had envisioned and all the hard work we're doing. So, aside from the cultural tables, which will be that very much diverse, Mooresville background that we want to focus on for our citizens and our residents here in Mooresville, is the other thing that's so great about Mooresville is all of our small businesses. And earlier, Juliann was talking about that the idea of accessibility, and sometimes it's hard for small businesses to get up and off the ground and to get the community to know about them. So we are going to have, I think, about 50 vendors is where we've capped it at, but. Nice. 50 vendors of local businesses, different organizations, because again, getting that info out and of resources that are available to the community. But that'll include non-food and food vendors. So there'll be individuals selling homemade items that they make, right?
Baked goods.
We're
gonna have some home decor, some various clothing that have been, some of it's been, designed and printed by those individuals. So we really are going to have a wide range of vendors. And then with the organizations, we'll have like the Iredell County Health Department will be there. And so just giving out resources to folks who aren't familiar with that. So that's some of the things that we're hoping that people will have that access to that maybe we don't traditionally see at a festival.
Yeah, it's interesting. We had guests on last week, some of the artisans that'll be on the Mooresville Day event, because that's a big component of the Mooresville Day event. And what we've discovered, or what we're discovering, and I know you touched on it, Morgan, is that we have a lot of great small businesses in and around Mooresville. Individuals who are contributing to the good look and feel of what Mooresville is and why people love it. It's still a small town, even though it's growing and it's vibrant. And we appreciate all of those artisans and those small businesses and those vendors and everybody who helps support Mooresville as a whole.
And not all of them have storefronts.
Correct.
Yes. That we're learning. Like there are people that work out of their home, and they thrive on coming to these vendor type events to build their business, which is pretty amazing that we offer those opportunities.
Yeah, there's so many, lack of a better word, side hustles, right?
Yeah.
And so you can have a full-time job and still be doing something that benefits the community in a smaller way.
Yeah.
So we appreciate all of them.
I think it's kind of just one of the things about Mooresville is, when my partner and I were looking about where we were going to move, and we had landed on North Carolina, and we were looking at the Charlotte area, but we had already been in a pretty big city for a while, and I was like, I can't. I need something that's a little bit smaller. And we found Mooresville. We rented for a little bit, to be honest with you, and to make sure. And I was like, oh my goodness. And you talk to people, and it's almost like one or the other. People have been here all their lives, and they've stayed here because Mooresville is just so great. And then you see this new wave with that growth of people coming from all over the place. Right. I mean, you have we met so many people from New York the other day. Someone from Connecticut, but they moved here 17 years ago, and all their kids have been born here. So I mean, it's just all over the place, and I think that's kind of what this Spring Mosaic and our committee is meant to represent, of just how much diversity really exists here and how amazing we are in Mooresville. So, but yeah, the festival is also we're gonna have that fire truck from the fire department. Mooresville PD will be there. I'm hoping Parks and Rec will come out, and some other really cool things. We're going to have a DJ and some entertainment. I think we've got some different dance groups, potentially some singers. The other really cool thing we have is there's a new nonprofit for our local yoga studios that they've all put together, and they have agreed to offer their services to do 2 different yoga sessions. Ooh. One for all ages, all abilities type deal. And then later in the afternoon, this one's kind of what I'm most excited about because I'm very curious to see how this will work, but a kids yoga.
Oh, so, I like that.
Yeah. You think of yoga
this all sounds like a party with a purpose, which I really like. It's a party with a purpose, right?
Oh, I love that. Yeah, it is. It's definitely going to be a party with a purpose. I mean, some of the local folks will know the DJ. It's CP, the People's Champ.
Oh,
He works a lot of the Mooresville High School events and is a local Mooresvillian himself. And, I think he's really going to bring some great energy. And then, again, we've got those local yoga groups coming in. We're also going to have a kids zone where you'll be able to play some games and do some things. And we'll have volunteers there. So if parents want to leave them for a few minutes and go see some of the other stuff without the kids, we'll have a safe place for the kids to be. We're also hoping to have a literature corner where there will be a diverse selection of books, and people will be able to sort of peruse those and see if something interests them. And then we encourage them, go check out the Mooresville Public Library to get those titles, or also our brand new Fred and June's books.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been in Fred and June's, and it's lovely, and they're great folks. And I have a 2-year-old, and the kids section is so much fun. And their son actually helps like curate which books come in.
Nice.
And he had picked one out for Halloween called The Halloween Tree, and my 2-year-old loves it. She likes to read it to
Aw.
me, and she'll just say Halloween tree.
Oh,
tree.
it's so cozy in there. I love going in there.
So,
It's so welcoming.
So that's what we're trying to do, is just get people out, figure out what's going on and see, we love our folks on Main Street and Broad and downtown. And we, and they get seen a lot because that's where we have a lot of our festivals. And we're also trying to pull in people that don't have those front and center locations that can also showcase
Well,
what
you
they
talk
have.
about the events that are going on now, but there's obviously a vision and a purpose and a future for what you're trying to do. So talk about what you see and how you see this evolving and kind of where this goes from here.
Okay, so I think for us, our goal is really to make everyone feel like their voices can be heard. I know that there's sometimes the feelings that people aren't being listened to, and we're hoping to be a conduit from the community members to the board, to the town, and we want to give people a way to express themselves and where they're comfortable doing that. Sometimes it can be intimidating to go up in front of a large group of people, and we can offer a smaller group setting for that. We are going to have community forums available at our meetings soon where people will be able to come in and speak to us, and then have us to sort of help them facilitate moving that information to the town, because sometimes it can be hard to know how do you actually come to the town with an issue that you would like to see addressed. And so we're going to help with that. And also just trying to unite the different neighborhoods in town. We have a lot of folks that aren't as familiar. If you live in 28115, then you may not know a whole lot about 28117, and vice versa. And there's a lot of great things going on in both zip codes of Mooresville. And we're all one town, and that's what we're trying to promote. Is that feeling that
one Mooresville,
that we are one Mooresville. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I love that you all use, especially at this upcoming festival, that you're using local vendors, and that you'll see kind of those local characters, because that's the charm of Mooresville. You know, right?
Absolutely.
Like you said, I mean, we are not just a town that is made up of people that have lived here for all their lives. Well, we have many of those, but we are a melting pot from all of these different places now, but that's also what adds to the charm.
It's
and
true.
You can go and have some authentic Italian restaurants, that are opening up, and all these other kind of eclectic experiences that are not necessarily, from Mooresville history, but is now a part of our history. It's part of our culture.
We're putting Mooresville on the map and showing everything that we have to showcase, like just here with our local people. And it's so funny because when we moved here, we're now within arm's reach of our folks in Florida, and they came to visit. I kind of bit off more than I could chew for Thanksgiving, and I had like 18 people in my house, so that was fun. It was an experience, but the town was already decorated up for Christmas and everything and the holidays, and they were driving through, and they were like, "This is like a Hallmark movie," and I was like,
"We love hearing that."
Yeah, we like to say that if you look up small town in the dictionary, there's a picture of Mooresville.
Yeah.
It really is, that backdrop that you can't replicate. And
we have that small town feel and that small town feel and that small town charm, and I think that will always stay. But our growth is still going to happen, and there's ways to celebrate that and make sure that everybody is included and things are accessible to all. So, and that's really what the Community Relations Committee is focused on, is making sure that's available.
So where can people go to find out more about community relations?
Ooh.
Okay, so we have a webpage on the Town of Mooresville's website with all the other committees and departments, and that's so under government committees, and look for the Community Relations Committee, and their information is there. And also you can sign up for the newsletter there.
Perfect. Okay. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today. And we are going to be right back and talk about more upcoming events in Mooresville right after the break. Heart Mooresville. We'll be right back.
Stay in the know with all things Mooresville. Heart Mooresville continues next on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, make your plans to get outside this afternoon. Enjoy a dry and warm day before wet weather moves back in by tomorrow for the middle of the week. Plenty of sunshine early on should warm us up into the mid-70s for this afternoon. Clouds, though, on the increase tonight and rain on the way by the morning commute tomorrow. And it really is with us for most of the day. We could see up to an inch of rain and maybe even a low thunderstorm chance by tomorrow evening. We'll dry it out again for Thursday. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. MuralFest is back, April 25th through the 28th at Wilkes Community College, featuring nearly 100 performers, including Old Crow Medicine Show, Sam Bush, Turnpike Troubadours, the Teskey Brothers, Nickel Creek, and more. Tickets and information at muralfest.org. Listen each morning to Good Morning LKN for your chance to win tickets. Coin collectors, get ready. The Statesville Coin and Currency Show is coming to the Statesville Civic Center March 16th and 17th, featuring over 60 tables of some of the finest coins around. For more info, contact Bill Brewer of Carolina Prospectors in Statesville. The Statesville Coin and Currency Show, Statesville Civic Center, March 16th and 17th. Eagle Rentals in Statesville is celebrating you and the wonderful community they serve. Come to Eagle Rentals Customer Appreciation Day, March 16th from noon until 4 p.m. Fun for the whole family. Kids and adults are welcome. Eagle Rentals Customer Appreciation Day, March 16th, 3435 East Broad Street in Statesville. Want to see a Tyrannosaurus Rex? How about a Triceratops? Dinosaur World Live is coming to Kane Center for the Arts, Friday, March 29th. That's not the only fun family adventure coming to the Kane Center for the Arts. Dinosaur World Live, Friday, March 29th. For tickets and to see the entire spring lineup, visit canearts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. Have an event you would like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
Mooresville, how we feeling? Good. Welcome back to Heart Mooresville on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
All right, welcome back to Heart Mooresville. And Bill, do you know what time it is? It is Trivia Tuesday. Woo! Bill is always on point with the music. So, today's trivia question is probably for those who have lived here a little while, so we'll test some knowledge of the panel. What is the name of the historic railway line that once passed through Mooresville and played a significant role in its development? Does anyone know?
Okay.
Obviously, Mooresville is train heavy.
Yes.
We all know that. So, what was the name of the railway?
It had like a direction in it. It was like east-west or...
Wow, you're getting
right?
close. You're getting close.
It was the east-west something railway line.
I'm
the
new,
answer?
so that's my excuse.
Okay. The answer is the Western North Carolina Railway.
Western North. Okay. See, I knew it had directions in it. I do remember Andy Poor at the museum.
Yeah,
telling
Andy
this
is
history.
all things Mooresville. They should just put a plaque that says,
Yes.
"Welcome to Andy Poormill."
Yeah,
Right? Poorsville.
Yes.
Yeah. He's amazing. Well,
Andy
that was
really
our
is.
Trivia Tuesday segment. We just try to drop a little knowledge every now and then, give you some understanding of the history of Mooresville and the significance of things. And we all know if you spend any time in Mooresville, the train is both a blessing and a
curse.
challenge.
Yes.
So depending on what side of the track that you happen to
Yeah.
be on at that particular moment. And I didn't know until recently that there is actually a tunnel that runs under the railway. So you can actually go under the railway if you get stuck. So
I
look
ended
it
up in it the other day.
Yes.
Accidentally.
So
It's real.
look it up. It is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
There is a tunnel.
You
got
mean to
lost.
tell me I sat there for like 40 minutes one day?
Yes.
Yeah, when you can go through the secret tunnel.
You
Yeah,
can go through
Yeah,
the secret
I got
tunnel.
lost and ended up
Oh
on
my
it the other day.
goodness.
I was just amazed.
My partner called me one day because he was stuck there, and he was like, but it's just going back and forth.
That's
I
exactly
don't
right.
understand."
Yeah.
It never goes completely through. It's forward and backward, forward and backward.
Yeah. Hashtag
But
train problem.
if you're not aware of the secret tunnel, it's no longer a secret, obviously.
Right, because
So,
we just told everybody.
Yeah.
But look it up. There is a
Well, you
thing.
got to find it first, so
It
it's
is
still a
thing.
secret.
Yes.
We're not going to tell you the
True.
location.
Yeah, you have to find it yourself.
So, Christine, obviously, as Juliann and Morgan have mentioned, lots of things going on in their world, but there's also lots of things going on in our world.
Yeah.
So, do tell. What is happening in the arts and events side, and what is happening in Mooresville in general that you would like to share with our listeners?
Yes. So always a lot going on. I mean, I feel like just this morning we've been filled with all these great things. I mean, we're in the middle of Creek Week. We have the upcoming Spring Mosaic Festival on April 13th, and it's 12 to 5, right?
12 to 5.
12 to 5, Liberty Park. And then, of course, we have the Mooresville Day Festival coming up on March 23rd. We are super excited about that event. This is our second annual. Last year, we celebrated the incorporation date of the town on March 3rd. And so March is kind of our birthday month. It's the birthday month of Mooresville. And so it's just a great day to have a festival downtown to celebrate all things Mooresville, not so unlike what you all are doing with the culture. And, it's a great opportunity for artisans and, local businesses and food trucks and really to just celebrate that Mooresville experience. So that's what we'll do. We'll have a school mascot dance competition, which is always fun. And we have more schools signed up this year. So it's going to be a blast. It's always high energy and just really exciting at the stage.
I saw that on Facebook and I was like,
Yes.
oh.
I'm so excited. It's like my favorite part of the day. And people just get so into it and they're screaming for their favorite one. So I love it. So we're super excited about that. Then the Always Loretta actually on the same day. So again, we're planning your day for you on April 13th because you can come to the Spring Mosaic Festival from 12 to 5, but then make sure you get your tickets for the Always Loretta show. And then in the evening, go home, rest because you're probably going to be tired from the festival. So go home and take like a short nap, change, maybe shower.
Yeah.
But then come back to Always Loretta, and you can get your tickets at ourtownstage.com right now. It's going to be a great show. It's Loretta Lynn's original band, the Coal Miners, and they are touring with Emily Portman, who fronts it, who sounds exactly like Loretta, with the wig, kind of looks like Loretta, but no, she's gorgeous and sounds amazing. So we hope you can come out and join us for that. And then March 16th is the Shamrocks and Shenanigans, St. Patrick's Day event downtown on Main Street. Always a fun time. And then also the Mooresville Downtown Commission also will host on April 5th at 6 p.m. Uncorked and Artsy, which is also a great one of the local favorites. And so much going on, just on the regular. On tap, all of our local breweries host, but something I don't know if people know about is every Saturday at 9 a.m. you can go to Richard's Coffee Shop and enjoy a veterans jam session. Did you guys know you could do that?
No, I wasn't familiar with that.
Yeah. So I've actually been before, and it's just a bunch of veterans playing the banjo and the guitar, and they are
like a jam
actually,
session. Okay.
it sounds amazing. You just go and listen to music and have a cup of coffee. It's so cool.
Yeah, I think from a vibe perspective, obviously that's an interesting, gathering of individuals, but the individuals themselves are very interesting because I've had a chance to stop by walking around Mooresville and some of the gentlemen would be sitting outside and, to go up and thank them for their service, but just to talk to them. And they're amazingly interesting human beings.
Yeah. Yes.
They've lived some very interesting lives, and we appreciate them and obviously everyone who has served and is serving to support our country. And we appreciate you very much. Some of the other things going on in the Parks and Rec ecosystem that are extremely important, especially if you have children, I believe, Juliann, you mentioned that you have a child, is March 11th, the summer camp registration is open for Mooresville Parks and Recreation. This is always an eagerly awaited happening with, obviously we want to give our children the opportunity to get outside and exercise and also give parents a break. So we have summer day camps with recreational activities that are safe, educational, fun, arts, crafts, swimming, field trips, traditional day camps. There's STEAM-related opportunities. So it's just a great opportunity to get your children involved in some exercise and mind-driven activities. So we would Again, March 11th is when registration opens. You go to MooresvilleRecreation.org and click on the Summer Camp tab, and you will learn all about what is happening in Summer Camp 2024.
And sign up quick because
Yes,
they go
they
fast.
go very quickly.
Yeah, they're very popular.
Yes.
And some of the other things going on, Hope Park, which is extremely popular, is undergoing some renovation, is actually having shade sails installed, which I know is a big deal for parents and their children.
People will be happy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
People will be very happy about that.
So presently, because of that, the children's play area is closed and will be closed through March 15th. So a very small inconvenience for what will be something that I believe will be well received and is great for the individuals that visit our parks. So the other thing I want to talk about is a big shout out to Luke at the Mooresville Golf Club. I always like to say the award-winning Mooresville Golf Club because it is. They are excited to announce that their 2024 Spring Ladies Golf Clinic Series, led by Ryan Taggart, who is the assistant golf professional, is getting ready to open up. And so they will be on Tuesday mornings from 10:15 to 11. So please visit MooresvilleGolfClub.com to learn more and to sign up. It's spring is coming, as I said earlier, and so no better opportunity to get outside and swing the club.
You think we could talk our bosses into letting us go golf the first half of the day and sign up?
Well, we do have a radio show on Tuesdays. What happens after?
I know, right? We'll just take a couple hours in between.
We got stuck on 77. I swear there was an accident.
Traffic.
Ever since my partner discovered Topgolf, he thinks he's part of like the PGA.
Yeah.
So he's like, we're going to take up golfing. And I was like, who's we?
Right.
But I'll have to take note of that because I was like, I'll drive around the golf cart, I guess. But
yeah, I'm a big golf cart driver myself. I like to watch.
Nice.
I tried it when I was young and the club flew out of my hands and balls were, zipping by people's heads. And I was like, maybe this isn't for me.
We drink and ride.
Yes, we do the
car.
drink and ride.
It's like a...
Yeah.
Now, did you know there's something else important that's happening in March and this Friday?
Oh my goodness.
Ding, ding, do tell.
So it's actually, this is International Women's Month. It's Women's History Month. And Friday is International Women's Day.
Well, isn't that every day? I mean, shouldn't it be every day?
Yeah, but
it really should.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you.
That's the correct answer, Dawn.
You can tell I've been married for 30 years.
Yeah, no, but it is a really a cool time to celebrate women that helped, forge the path forward and kind of created what we have today. And so you can actually go to the Arts and Events Facebook page, and we are celebrating women every Friday that have. We kind of put a arts and events focus on it. So women that have kind of forged the path in music and performing arts in general. And so there's some really great stories on there every Friday we'll be sharing.
Well, this is a great opportunity to give a shout out to our boss. I like to call her boss lady.
Yeah.
Our director, Pam Reedy. We appreciate her.
Yes.
And so we celebrate her every day. If you're listening, Pam, those
Yes.
are called brownie points.
Yes. No, but a strong woman leader, we appreciate that and definitely like to
Something that is dear and near to her heart is coming up, and we'll be talking about this as we move forward in the next couple months. It is time for the the master plan for Parks and Recreation. And so that is undertaken every 5 or 6 years, and it's an opportunity for the community to voice their thoughts and observations and suggestions related to the growth of Parks and Recreation in the area. And so we will be launching a very extensive, we like to call it's a survey. People don't like surveys, but it's really what we like to think of as your input. So it's really your opportunity to have your voice heard. So we will be launching that in the coming months, and there'll be a great opportunity for you to share information about what you would like to see for the next 5 or 6 years in Mooresville as it relates to Parks and Recreation. So be on the lookout for that. Yeah. And with that, I'd like to thank Morgen McCarty and Juliann Miller for coming in to tell us about the great things that they're doing as part of their committee. And obviously, we'll have you back at some point to talk about it some more. So we appreciate you very much.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Yes, thank you for having us.
And Christine, you can take us to break.
I think we're done.
Yeah?
I actually think
I think
we're
it's
done.
time to go to the golf course.
I think we're ready. I think we're going to go to the
Okay.
golf course.
All right.
Yeah, totally. No, thank you all for joining us today. And thank you, Morgan. Thank you, Juliann. We're so excited. We're going to see you all next week at 11 a.m. on Tuesday. Heart Mooresville. Have a great week.
Serving you better than ever before. 105.9, 100.7.